It's a massive game, this, Scott Minto.
Do you know what it is? Because, again, forget about how they've been in the last 20 years or so. This is something which, not just for the teams, but for the managers especially, I think it's a massive game. Manchester United quite simply have to win this if they're going to try and get into a Champions League place. Chelsea have to win this if they're going to get into a European place. Massive game for both.
And Chelsea, in front of a full Stamford Bridge, beneath the lights here, will get us off and underway, playing from right to left in the first half. Manchester United from left to right, so Chelsea attacking the shed end, which is where the very vocal Manchester United fans are housed. There's a cameraman having to sprint off the field of play, and that's what's delaying the restart at the moment.
He doesn't pull his hamstring.
Oh, well, he's carrying a camera that looks pretty heavy as well. He's actually done fairly well there.
I'm glad the first aid men are down there as well, because it looks like he just struggled to get to the line.
They're well placed, aren't they, just in case. Enzo Fernandez, and Chelsea will kick the game off. Chelsea fans still arriving in their seats all around us here. The match referee is Jared Gillett. We'll keep you up to date with Liverpool against Sheffield United on Talk Sport. Liverpool lead 1-0, but the game is off and underway here. Chelsea against Manchester United. Big game in the race for European football. Manchester United, who still have hope of the Champions League maybe. Chelsea chasing, realistically, the Europa League or the Europa Conference League. I'll give you the two sides. Chelsea in possession with Petrovic the goalkeeper, Gusto, Disasi on the ball now, crossing the halfway line, Badiashile and Cucurella the defenders, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo and Gallagher in midfield, Mudryk and Palmer either side of Jackson up front. Manchester United on the attack now with Anthony, raiding down the near side to right. Is he going to shuffle the ball forward to Wan-Bissaka? He cuts it back across, it's come back to Anthony, left-footed shot is blocked and it's scrambled away by Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea. Early warning sign for Chelsea as Palmer floats a high ball up over the halfway line. Not the best of headers clear by Harry Maguire. The loose ball retrieved by Cucurella, and a fast and energetic start in the opening minute. Gallagher's touch for Chelsea. Little back here in the penalty area towards Palmer. Blocked off by Maguire, and Mainu scoops it forward for Manchester United, who have Onana in goal, with Wan-Bissaka starting at right back. Dalot has started at left back. Maguire and Varane in midfield. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Mainu, and Garnacho and Anthony in support of Rasmus Højlund up front. You attack, will attack is the way the game is started. Garnacho now raiding down the far side for Manchester United left. One-on-one with Disasi, tries a cross, takes a deflection. Petrovic sprawling forward, all in green, dives on the ball, prevents the corner. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0, and an encouraging opening 90 seconds, certainly for the neutral Scott Minto alongside.
Well, we weren't sure which way this game is going to go, and obviously we're still not. We're only 90 seconds in, but what I would say is Chelsea have attacked a couple of times, and so have United, so let's hope it stays as open as this.
Manchester United looking for 3 straight league wins over Chelsea for the first time since 1965. Chelsea, as I said earlier, have not beaten a big six side at Stamford Bridge in 801 days. They haven't beaten Manchester United here since November of 2017. Here is Palmer, the outstanding Palmer. Such a silky player. Finds Enzo Fernandez on the halfway line. A square ball to Moises Caicedo, left-hand edge of the centre circle. Pochettino already down on the edge of his technical area, arms folded. We're right at the very back of the three-tiered east stand. Steep drop to the touchline below. Anthony has fouled Cucurella, and that's a free kick to Chelsea midway inside their own half. Rashford and Mount among the Manchester United subs tonight.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that Wan-Bissaka's playing right back, whereas it was the other way round against Brentford on Saturday. I do feel Wan-Bissaka is kind of an out-and-out right back, whereas Dalot is a little bit more technical and can be quite happy on his left foot. But in terms of Chelsea, it's like as you were on Saturday, but please step it up, get out of second gear, get into fourth. I just think this is the perfect game for both teams. We'll see who can live up to expectations.
And Chelsea starting the night 8 points behind Manchester United. Chelsea 12, Manchester United 6. Mudryk goes down. Free kick given just inside opposition territory. There's a Chelsea fan about 10 rows down below us, frenetic, out of his seat, and he hasn't stopped clapping and cheering, waving his arms up into the air. There is a little bit of something between these two. It is a classic Premier League fixture. 0-0 inside the first 3.5 minutes. Manchester United win the ball back, but then it's given away by Mainu. And here is Enzo Fernandez, 10 yards into the United half. Lovely ball out to the right wing, and Gusto, Malo Gusto drills it in low. It takes a deflection, falls to Gallagher. It's under Onana and in. What a start for Chelsea, and their captain Conor Gallagher, who made no mistake from just inside the 18-yard box. Manchester United's defending absolutely non-existent. Where was Diogo Dalot? Well, Chelsea don't care. Gusto's cross took a deflection. There was Gallagher under the body of Onana, who might have been onside. Chelsea lead Manchester United by a goal to nil with just 4 minutes gone.
Yeah, Chelsea win the ball back, and there's two players of Chelsea down the right-hand side, and Darlow's nowhere. There's Gusto, he takes it. He tried to pass it to Cole Palmer, but in the end there's a little bit of a deflection to Conor Gallagher. He's 15 yards out right in front of goal. He takes the strike. He strikes it well, but it is straight at Onana. And yeah, okay, he does it well by keeping it on target. I feel maybe Onana didn't quite see, maybe there's a defender in the way. I think there is, Rafa Varane. But still, I think that's a save that he has to be making there for sure.
Goalkeeper got a hand to it, but it squirmed under his left hand on a slippery surface at Stamford Bridge. Rain tumbling, and the Chelsea fans roaring with delight on four sides of the ground. Chelsea lead Manchester United by a very early goal to nil, and Conor Gallagher has his fifth of the season. We were right behind it as he struck it right-footed. Certainly not a truly clean strike, but it went through the legs of Varane and was enough to beat Andre Onana, who after actually a very tough opening to his Manchester United career had looked a little more solid of late, Scott Minter.
Yeah, he has, and I think he'd be really not happy at all that he's let that go under his arm. Yes, he might have seen it late, and yes, there is heavy rain right now, but it's not as if it was right in the corner. It's gone underneath his arm. He's got to get down quicker.
Chelsea, for me, look like they've got a point to prove after drawing at home to Burnley at the weekend. Manchester United's intensity just isn't there at the moment in these early stages. Caicedo converged upon by three in red. Bruno Fernandes comes away with possession, steers the ball square into an empty space in the centre, and Rasmus Højlund dropping into his own half of the field. Now Dalot out to the left wing position, the far side, and Garnacho thought about going direct, but in the end thought better of it, goes back to the halfway line, and Dalot is back in the left back position, but he was nowhere to be seen for Chelsea's opening goal. Malo Gusto had the freedom of the right wing, and usually his delivery is very good. It didn't actually have to be that good on that occasion. Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 0 is a half-time score. That Darwin Núñez goal at the moment, enough to take Liverpool back top. Floated downfield by Varane, header away by Cucurella. Edge of the box is Anthony, wide to Bruno Fernandes, who tried a first-time shot. Cucurella slides into block. What an intense, breathless start to the game we've had here in West London.
Brilliant tackle, wasn't it, from Cucurella, just lunging in. Interesting to see Bruno Fernandes in that position, normally technically so good, so you would have thought it hit a target. I'm sure Petrovic would have felt that he could have saved it, but you never know. Great tackle from the left back.
Manchester United fans on their feet, try to encourage their side in two tiers of about half of the shed end. Lots of Manchester United banners and flags in between the two tiers. Manchester United on the attack, playing from left to right. Here is Anthony on the corner of the penalty area, bright orange boots on. Will poke back into the path of Bruno Fernandes, who drives the ball crossfield, right to left through the evening sky. Poor cushion header by Garnacho, but Dalot does well to win it back and find Garnacho in an attacking position. Dalot left-hand edge of the penalty area. Couple of step-overs, right-footed cross, cleared away first time by Disasi. The one thing that Chelsea will do, despite their good form of late, unbeaten in 5 in the Premier League, just one defeat in 9 in all competitions, we know that Chelsea give you a chance. They haven't kept a clean sheet since late January.
Yeah, they're normally very good in the first half and very bad in the second half, aren't they? So you must feel like they need to go 2 up. But what I would say, it's been a very good reaction from Manchester United since that goal. I think it was, that one attack. Apart from that, it's been very 50-50.
Anthony, corner of the penalty area, onto that left foot, tries to whip it into the far corner. Anthony's signature move, and the ball is gathered easily by the Chelsea goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic, who was at fault for the Burnley equaliser here at the weekend. And of course Manchester United had their own troubles in West London last Saturday, only managing a draw away at Brentford, and now Disasi on a 50-yard burst for Chelsea into opposition territory. Back to Palmer, crossfield right to left, chested down elegantly by Mudryk. Mudryk uses his pace, teasing Wan-Bissaka, right-footed curling effort, and that's only a couple of yards wide of goal. Via deflection, Onana looked very confident that was going to drop wide, and in the end it was a glance beyond that far post. Chelsea lead 1-0, 9th minute. They have a corner live on TalkSport 2.
Again, it's a really good game, you have to say. United have tried to attack, but Chelsea are trying to go for that second goal. Really good crossfield pass to Mudryk, and I was interested to see how he'd try and take on Wan-Bissaka, who's probably one of the best one-to-one defenders. He came inside, had the shot. Deflection has meant that Onana wasn't able to make the save, but again, Chelsea now putting pressure with the corner.
Disasi and Badiashile are both forward here, and it's an opportunity for Chelsea from a set piece. Floated in by Mudryk towards Disasi, headed away by Casemiro of Manchester United. Then the ball ricocheted off the heel of Garnacho, who's won it in front of Palmer. Midway inside his own half the field, surges forward, out of play it goes. And that'll be a Manchester United throw in the left-back position on that far side of the field. Very good start to the game from Chelsea, playing with great intensity, though they often struggle to match that in the second halves of games this season.
Yeah, they do, and exactly what Pochettino was saying about how he wasn't happy with the Burnley game at the weekend. They certainly started as to what he wanted it to do. Now, can they keep this up? Still very early in the game.
Manchester United have it with Anthony, has been lively and sprightly early on in the game. Back to Harry Maguire, and now Onana. And Maguire, who made his 200th appearance for Manchester United off the bench against Brentford. United 11 Premier League defeats so far this season. 12 is the club record that has happened twice, both times since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Here is Garnacho on the halfway line, back towards Varane. Varane midway inside his own half, tucks it forward, about 15 yards to Mainu. Lovely sweeping pass from Casemiro, effortless to the right-hand side, and Anthony one-on-one with Cucurella, infield onto the left foot, finds Højlund, back to goal. Højlund's got Garnacho in space for the left, first time shot, well blocked by Gusta. Petrovic had flung himself to his left, thinking he was going to need to make a save. Crucial block, good football again from Manchester United. 1-0 Chelsea lead.
Great game. It's just a really good game of football with two teams trying to attack as much as possible. Great ball from Casemiro out wide to Anthony. He comes inside like he normally does, but to be fair, that was the only option he could do. Played it into Højlund, and if he was able to get it earlier out to Garnacho on the left, then perhaps he would have been able to have time to take a touch and then the shot. By the time it went out to him, it was well blocked by the Chelsea defence. But again, really open attacking football from both sides.
We've had a lot of driving rain early on in the game here. Here is Caicedo in the centre circle for Chelsea. He's given it straight to Wan-Bissaka. That was an awkward looking pass, and Mainu plays a neat 1-2 with Højlund. Shrugs aside Enzo Fernandez. Wriggles his way towards the edge of the box. Almost rolls the return pass for Højlund inside the penalty area, but he had his back to it, and Chelsea are able to clear. Well, I did say, Scott Minter, this was never going to end 0-0.
I wasn't sure whether it'd be 0-0 or we said 4-4, didn't we?
Oh, if it's 4-4.
It could well be 4-4.
And there's a glut of excitement to come. Liverpool 1-0 up at half-time against Sheffield United. That's live on TalkSport. Best way to be across all the action, download the TalkSport app. You can swipe between both stations at your leisure that way. Here's Casemiro. Gloves on, midway inside the Chelsea half. Back to halfway in, Raphael Varane. Now to the near side, and Anthony. Anthony darts infield away from Cucurella. Back it goes to Casemiro in the centre circle again. Good noise from the Manchester United fans, who always travel in numbers and with plenty of vocal support. Garnacho back to Dalot. Infield from the left-hand side. Square to Casemiro, central position. Chelsea got plenty back. Flick from Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Anthony with a low shot, deflected from the edge of the penalty area. That deflection took all the sting out of it. Petrovic gathers, but again, Manchester United with some neat one-touch interplay worked the angle for the shot, Scott Minter.
Yeah, really good football from United, and Anthony came off the wing and he was able to make that extra man in midfield, and as the ball went to Højlund, he was there ready, laid it off, had a shot, well deflected or well blocked by Chelsea in the end. But again, United looking strong. They've not been dismayed by conceding that early goal.
You can see Erik ten Hag issuing instructions from the tiny technical area, 3 tiers of seats down below us, arms folded, the Manchester United manager. Here is Wan-Bissaka deep inside the Chelsea half, infield to Anthony, 5 yards from the edge of the penalty area now. Bruno Fernandes, little touch, gets it back from Anthony, tries to squeeze it through to Højlund. Bruno Fernandes went down as though fouled. Referee said no free kick. Chelsea are on the counter. Palmer driving over the halfway line, all left foot, far side to Chelsea right. Malo Gusto is just behind him. That's the obvious pass, and here is the Frenchman, fit to play tonight for Chelsea, despite having to go off at the weekend with what was thought to be a hamstring injury. Enzo Fernandez exchanges passes with Malo Gusto again, wanted to dink it forward, instead feeds Palmer, who shuffles it into the path of Malo Gusto again. Right wing position, far side. Manchester United with everybody bar Højlund back behind the ball, and that's slowed and checked the momentum of this Chelsea attack. Badiashile, long ball out to the near side to left. He steered into the feet of Mudryk. Mudryk, couple of step overs beyond Wan-Bissaka, who then slides in to make a very good block after that cross from Mudryk. His one-on-one defending is superb. Manchester United fans are fuming because they felt it should have been a goal kick. The referee gives a corner.
Yeah, you could tell that United players weren't happy with that at all, but it already looks like a fantastic one-on-one battle between Mudryk, who has now regained a lot of confidence, I have to say, in the Chelsea shirt, up against Wan-Bissaka, who we said is such a brilliant one-on-one defender.
Palmer will take the corner, formerly of Manchester City, so getting the boos from the Manchester United fans at the shed end here for Chelsea. Left-footed and out-swinging delivery into the six-yard box. Harry Maguire heads it away. Straight back to Mudryk, who's down by the dead ball line. He dinks it all the way to the corner of the penalty area far side, and Malo Gusto taking on Garnacho, cuts in field, left-footed shot could be on here. He's laid it square to Cucurella, who is on completely the wrong side. You can tell that Marc Cucurella is all left foot, and he sent it skywards. Very clumsy motion, right-footed over the top. Scott Minto as a former left back.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting. That's a left back shot on his right foot. Took you ages to say it, but you got it out in the end, Joe, didn't you?
Thought about leaving it, but then I just couldn't leave it.
You had to put it in. No, what I would say is Malo Gusto did really well and actually could have shot on his left foot. Realised that wasn't his strongest. Laid it to Cucurella. It took about 3 or 4 seconds to move around the ball, and it was never going in, was it?
He did score here against Leicester in the FA Cup recently. Jackson has evaded Maguire. Too much pace down that right-hand side. The cross is on. He tries to pull it back. It came off Varane. Then it did rattle off the boot of Jackson. That is a goal kick. And the right decision is made by the referee. Maguire racing out to try and beat Jackson in the 50-50. Jackson, who has been an enigmatic signing for Chelsea. 9 Premier League goals, 9 Premier League yellow cards. You don't often see that for a centre forward. 1-0 Chelsea lead, just over a quarter of an hour gone. You're listening to Talk Sport 2, and I'm sure they'll be back underway at Anfield for the second half very shortly, where Liverpool are a goal up on Sheffield United.
Yeah, 2 things. One, on that game at Anfield, if Sheffield United thought they'd get to half-time 1-0, they would have settled for that, but they'd be kicking themselves in the way.
The matter of the goal, right?
Absolutely. But 2, I think enigmatic is the perfect word to describe Nicholas Jackson. I really do. I've defended him a lot this season, and look, he's very raw. He's got some great attributes. He's probably 2 years ahead of really where he's quite ready to be. But I would have to say he's scored goals this season, and he can cause problems, but he also misses.
Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0 as we welcome listeners from Talk Sport. United on the attack. Wan-Bissaka, corner of the penalty area, tucks it back to Anthony. Now Kobbie Mainoo joining the attack. A sea of blue shirts in front of him. Mainoo dinks in the cross. Garnacho back post. First time on the volley, right-footed. And for a player who's capable of spectacular goals, he's got it so wrong that it's rolled all the way towards the near side corner flag and hit the corner flag before apologetically dropping behind for a goal kick to Chelsea, who lead 1-0 courtesy of Conor Gallagher's 4th minute opener. What have you made of the first half, the first 17 minutes so far? Former Chelsea defender Scott Minto.
Do you know what? I think it's been a brilliant game to watch. I really do. You've got 2 teams who are just attacking, and it's made it a really exciting watch. Obviously Onana, you will be disappointed with conceding that goal. Apart from that, United have played well.
Big game in the race for Europe this. 8 points between the 2 teams at the start of the night, and Anthony makes a tackle on Cucurella. The referee says penalty. Anthony got the wrong side. Cucurella inside the penalty area, got the reverse ball from Mykhailo Mudryk. Anthony tracking back, made the challenge. Jared Gillett had a long look at it, and then he said penalty kick for Chelsea. And Manchester United in danger of falling apart inside the first 18 minutes. Chelsea have a spot kick, and it'll be the former Manchester City man, Cole Palmer, so often deadly from the spot, who surely will take it.
Well, it's incredible considering how well they've played, Manchester United, and they really have more possession, more shots, more on target, and yet in the real crucial moments, obviously they haven't been good enough. Look, I feel for Anthony because he's trying to track back in the way that perhaps Marcus Rashford hasn't all season, and yet you just don't make those type of lunges once it gets into the box. A really good run off the ball from Cucurella. Sometimes you just have to let them go. He didn't get any of the ball. VAR obviously checking it just to see if that was the right decision or not, but it's your typical winger's tackle, and sometimes, Joe, you don't want your attacking player inside your own box.
What a season Cole Palmer is having. Scored a penalty at the shed end against Burnley on Saturday, then scored in the second half, 16 for the season. Chelsea fans on their feet in front of us. A couple can barely bear to look. This for a 2-0 lead after 19 minutes against Manchester United in a big game for the race for Europe. It's Cole Palmer, left-footed, rolls it into the bottom corner. Onana went the wrong way, and Cole Palmer can do no wrong. Spot on again for Chelsea. The trademark celebration. Palmer keeps his cool. 5 goals in his last 5 appearances in all competitions, and what a rip-roaring start for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge tonight. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 0, and the glum look on Erik ten Hag's face says it all.
Well, he can't believe it, again, because actually United have played well, but to be 2-0 down in these situations, again, it shows how it's all about moments of Conor Gallagher having the shot and it going underneath Onana's arm, and then the foul by Anthony on Cucurella, and let's give credit to Cucurella as well, because he's had a lot of sticks since he's worn the Chelsea shirt, but actually this season when he has played, he's played very well indeed. But Cole Palmer, what more can you say about this young lad? I mean, how he didn't get any minutes on the pitch for England, I don't know. He has almost carried Chelsea this season, and when he stepped up there, you never had any doubt that he would score. Sensational player in sensational form. Wow, 2-0 Chelsea.
And Manchester United heading towards equalling a club record 12 Premier League defeats in a single season. Commentary of the whole game on TalkSport 2. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 0. 17 now for the season for Palmer. Where would Chelsea be without the talismanic Cole Palmer? The man who makes them tick, it feels like.
I don't even want to think about that, Joe, to be honest with you. I mean, 12 at the start of the day, the start of this game. Where would they be without him?
And strange, because Manchester United, since the opening goal, had played well, but they're now 2-0 down and facing a real uphill battle. And Mudryk is tearing forward up the middle. He's 35 yards out. He's urged to shoot. Little back heel. Strange back heel from Mudryk. Careless pass, intercepted and cleared away by Mainu. And now Højlund up to the halfway line, blocked off by Disasi. Chelsea playing with a second wind. A real confidence about Chelsea tonight. Palmer infield from the far side to right. Now he's on the burst. He's run past Casemiro. It's a brilliant run by Palmer. Left-footed effort, deflected behind. Corner for Chelsea. And we haven't heard that Stamford Bridge roar very often this season.
I was just about to say, the atmosphere around here is just superb. Everyone 100% behind the home side here, the Chelsea fans. It's great to see, and the way they're playing at the moment, go and try and get that third goal and kill the game off. 2-0, United's still in it.
Palmer shaping to take the corner in front of a jubilant shed end. 2-0 to Chelsea, and we haven't reached the midway point of the first half yet. Palmer will swing this in, left-footed. Disasi and Badiashile both forward, headed away. Thumping header away. Good header clear by Maguire. Excellent height and distance on that. Cucurella hooks it back over his own shoulder, and Palmer retrieves the ball, scampering back towards halfway, and he feeds Moises Caicedo. It's just been a brilliant game so far, with the speed of thought and quality on the ball. And we were talking about Manchester United just then, Scott Minto. They'll be desperately disappointed, Erik ten Hag, with the manner of the 2 goals.
No, they will, and look, obviously being ex-Chelsea, I want Chelsea to do well, but you have to say, this is not a 2-0 game. United have not been that poor at all. As I say, it's just been about moments, really, but in terms of attacking intent and the way they've played, United are so much better than they were in the Brentford game.
Goal kick for Chelsea, away to our right. That looked harsh against Anthony, that. I thought the final touch was off Malo Gusto, right in front of the assistant referee. Anthony can't believe it. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 0 on TalkSport with Now. Don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action live, contract free with a Now Sports membership. Search Now Sports. And it's still Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 0 into the second half at Anfield on TalkSport. So, as I said earlier, make sure you've got the app to stay across all of the action. Liverpool heading back top of the Premier League on another big night of football. Here's Mainu trying to force his way towards the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Blocked off, and now Enzo Fernandez, the number 8, takes up possession. Sweeping ball towards halfway. Dalot thought about diving in, but had to retract his idea. Palmer has skinned it. Palmer's darted beyond him like he wasn't there, and moves infield to a central position. Then checks back onto his right. Tripped by Dalot. Palmer was just too good there. against a player who's been quite consistent for Manchester United this season. He's playing like he's flying, Cole Palmer.
Yeah, let's start with Darlow first, because I think you're absolutely right. In what has been a really poor season for United, I think Darlow has been one of United's most consistent players, and obviously he's playing left back tonight, but he's up against a kid. He is a kid. He's up against a kid who just believes he's invincible, can do whatever he wants, and to be in that kind of mood, added to that his technique, and he hasn't, Joe, got that sort of blistering pace that Mudryk has on the other side, so he needs to be even better technically to go past players, and yet he's doing it at will. Wonderful, wonderful player.
Another amazing potential prospect for England this summer in Germany, when you look at how Foden's playing, how Bellingham's playing.
Do you think Palmer's going to make the plane?
He has to. He absolutely has to.
So why
surely.
didn't he play in the two games?
Well, ask the manager. Gallagher dinks in the free kick, high to the far post. Disasi's free! Should have done better. Heads it over the top. Free header at the back post.
Free header has to hit the target at the very least, and make Onana have to make the save. I mean, poor defending from United there. Again, I'll back them in terms of how they played, and they have been very decent going forward, but defensively they don't look great today. You've got Maguire, you've got Varane, you've got Wan-Bissaka and Darlow as well. You've got Casemiro just sitting in front, and we've spoken about Kobbie Mainoo, how well he's played this season, especially in the last few games, although maybe not in the Brentford game. But defensively, they're really poor.
Should say, in regards to Palmer in England, there was that minor injury that kept him out of the Brazil game over the last international break. I'm sure he's in.
Was that the Belgium game as well?
That was the same international break. He was on the bench against Belgium. Maybe that was precautionary after missing Brazil. But I'm sure he's in Gareth Southgate's thoughts.
He's got to be. He's got to be. If he carries on playing like this to the end of the season, there's two friendlies still, isn't there, to go before he has to pick the final 23.
2-0 to Chelsea. Manchester United fans perhaps will be heartened by the fact that Chelsea concede a plenty, even in the very good recent run that they've been on. Chelsea have conceded 10 goals in 5 games, but they're leading 2-0 here. Palmer again raiding up the inside right channel, up the edge of the penalty area, plays the ball in low, steered away by Maguire. The overlapping run was from Enzo Fernandez. Palmer elected not to try and find it. Caicedo wins it back diligently in the middle of midfield, and now it's work left to Jackson. Is that a streak of dyed blue in Jackson's hair? Maybe.
Your eyes are good.
Here he is near side the left. He's played it infield to Mudryk. Corner of the penalty area, tackled from behind by Anthony, who this time times the challenge correctly. And Anthony has knocked it beyond Cucurella and raced past him into Chelsea territory. Cucurella able to get back because Anthony shuffled infield. And then Casemiro hit by a firm but fair challenge from Conor Gallagher that has Chelsea fans out of their seats in applause in front of us.
Brilliant tackle from Conor Gallagher, but that's kind of like the weakness of Anthony. He did really well, was very direct, and he went past Cucurella, but he didn't trust his own ability or his own pace and speed to just take it on, whereas a Marcus Rashford would have done. And in the end, he's allowed Cucurella to come back. He's passed it back to Casemiro. Wasn't the best of passes, and Gallagher's made a great tackle.
Well, Erik ten Hag has said before the game to our colleagues from television that the idea of leaving Rashford on the bench was rotation to keep him and the team fresh. We talked about the Liverpool game, didn't we, on Sunday?
Forget about the Liverpool game. It's about winning this game first and foremost. And again,
he can play Thursday to Sunday.
Of course you can. Of course he can. If he's playing well, Joe, there's no way that he's not in the side.
He was absolutely brilliant last season with his 30 goals. Mount among the Manchester United subs. Eriksson, Amrabat, Ahmad, Evans, McTominay, Camboire and Heaton. I'll give you the Chelsea subs in just a moment. Here is Anthony again, seen a lot of the ball on the Manchester United right. Shapes infield once more to find Højlund, who drop into the midway point of the Chelsea half, and then it's whipped crossfield by Mainoo to the feet of Garnacho. Manchester United looking to get themselves back into the game. 2-0 down with nearly 28 minutes gone, and Mainoo for once has lost possession, and now it's Jackson on the burst, all alone but racing into the Manchester United half, and Mudryk is herring forward in support. It's played through to Mykhailo Mudryk, angle is tight, hits the side netting. Great supporting run from Mudryk. Only he, with all of his pace, skating across the turf, could really made up could have made up that ground. Maguire did well to force him wide, and it's into the side netting.
Maguire did really well. I mean, it's an absolute mismatch in terms of a sprint, isn't it, with Mudryk against Maguire, but he was just going further wide there, and he just shepherded him an extra touch, and by the time he took that extra touch, he was so wide, there's no way he was going to score from there. So good defending from the England international.
Chelsea, if they do win tonight, would be 2 points adrift of 7th spot, occupied by West Ham. Chelsea have a game in hand on everybody, at least in the race for Europe. A couple of games in hand on West Ham and on Aston Villa, although Chelsea are far too far away from 4th spot. But they'd be just 5 points off Manchester United with a game in hand on Erik ten Hag's team. Here's Garnacho, infield from the left for Manchester United, who have the FA Cup semi-final coming up against Coventry. Chelsea also in the semis against Manchester City. We'll have both games on Talk Sport, as you'd expect. Here is Dalot, into the penalty area, right-footed effort, curling over the top. Dalot via deflection, corner to Manchester United, and he can hit them from range, as we've seen this season at Sheffield United, if you remember, earlier on in the season.
He certainly can, and it's just important for United to make sure that they get the next goal. There's still only half an hour gone. Get the next goal, you're right back in it. The atmosphere completely changes. Chelsea get 3-0 up. I don't see them coming back from that.
It's going to be Bruno Fernandes in front of the Matthew Harding end with a right-footed and out-swinging corner. Maguire and Varane are both forward. It's in towards Maguire, towards the penalty spot, but headed away bravely by Badiashile, who's had a lot of injury problems this season. Manchester United with Dalot pinging a long ball straight out of play. That didn't even hit the field of play. It just flew out off the advertising hoarding.
Usain Bolt couldn't have got that, let alone Marcus Rashford or Anthony, who it was aimed for.
So 2-0 Chelsea lead with half an hour gone. Liverpool 1-0 up against Sheffield United, as Manchester United, frustratingly for them, give the ball away. But now they've got it back through Maguire. There's some moans and groans from some of the Chelsea supporters, as Disasi steers the ball forward to Palmer, dropping back into his own half, taps it back to Enzo Fernandez. He's got lots of space to scamper into now. 10 yards to the edge of the box, hits it forward very hard towards Jackson, almost came off his heel, and the flag goes up on that far side, and it'll be a Manchester United free kick, which Onana, all in bright yellow, is about to take. More than 50 games in the month of April on the Talk Sport network, and Premier League football back on Saturday. Crystal Palace against Manchester City among our commentaries, and Aston Villa against Brentford. 2 big games in the context of the title race, relegation, the race for the Champions League. Every game matters between now and the end of the season.
What a season, and not just in the Premier League.
Absolutely. We've got the Championship as well on Saturday lunchtime. The East Anglian derby, Norwich playoff chasing, Norwich in 6th against Ipswich top. Yellow card for Malo Gusto, a foul on Garnacho, and a free kick to Manchester United 6 yards from the corner of the box. They haven't played badly, Manchester United, for long stretches of this game, but they're 2-0 down.
Yeah, and again, Chelsea just need to be careful now, because it's almost like they're 2-0 up and they've just got a little bit sloppy. They're not quite playing with the same level of intensity, and certainly from United's point of view, they look the more likely to go on and score. But again, have they got that little bit of quality? Great opportunity here with a free kick.
Bruno Fernandes is standing over it for Manchester United. Højlund will be among the targets, not scored since February. Casemiro good in the air as well. Varane and Maguire are also in the penalty area for Manchester United. A long line of royal blue on the edge of the box. Chelsea have brought actually everybody into the 18-yard area to defend this free kick, and of course clean sheets are not aplenty for them. In by Bruno Fernandes, header away by Caicedo, drops down to Kobbie Mainoo, half volley, fierce strike straight at Petrovic.
Great technique, wasn't it? And he had to bring it down really quickly as Chelsea defenders were running at him. He did. He struck it well on the half volley, chest half volley, bang. Unfortunately for him, he was pretty much straight at Petrovic.
Here is Disasi for Chelsea, about 10 yards shy of the halfway line. A little bit of intensity has just dropped out of the game in the last couple of minutes or so. It was going to be hard to keep up the breathless pace that we saw early on.
Well, it's down to United now. They're 2-0 down. You know, Chelsea are the team that's 2 up. It's almost like, you want them to carry on and play with that intensity, but it's understandable. It's like, okay, well, we're going to make sure that we have a little bit of game management here. United need to be on the front foot.
Chelsea playing some good stuff as well. Caicedo's hit the left wing position, and Jackson, great ball in field. Mudryk, he's taken it in his stride. He's down by the dead ball line. The angle was tight, and he's being shrugged aside here by Casemiro, who's got to be careful with the challenge. Shrugged aside Mudryk to win it back for Manchester United inside their own penalty area. And now he's clipped the ball forward towards the halfway line. Bruno Fernandes slices it skywards. Anthony's kept it in with a left-footed touch and given away by Caicedo. Garnacho is through on goal for Manchester United. He steers it into the bottom corner. He punishes the error, and Manchester United are back in the game. Terrible mistake by Moises Caicedo. Square pass straight to the feet of Garnacho. He still had a lot to do, but my, how well he did it. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1.
Well, we talked about the drop in intensity, and I just wonder whether Caicedo just should have played the ball back to Petrovic. He's trying to play a ball across when it just wasn't really on. And there were a couple of United players ready to pounce, so just play the ball back. And by the time he has done that, fair play to Garnacho, who's just sniffed it out with his pace as well. No one's really catching him, and then it's about composure. Have you got that composure? So many players have got the pace. When it comes into the final third, do they have that ice-cold thought pattern that, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stick it in the back of the net? Game on, 2-1.
And now a yellow card out of the pocket of the referee, I think, for Enzo Fernandez. Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 1. The bottom team have equalised at Anfield, and so Liverpool would miss out on going top as it stands. An own goal from Conor Bradley. Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 1. Still over half an hour to go. That's live over on Talk Sport. We've got a game on here at Stamford Bridge as well. Chelsea lead Manchester United 2-1 after 35 minutes. This was an 8:15 kickoff, a very late kickoff, especially for the Manchester United fans. Bruno Fernandes pings a free kick into the area. Harry Maguire at the far post, on the slide, on the stretch, couldn't keep it in play. It was a gift from Caicedo.
It really was, and one he just didn't need to make. I mean, it needed to be inch perfect to Badiashile, where you can just pass it back to your goalkeeper. Fair play to Garnacho. Real good composure, keeping Badiashile just at arm's length, and he's leaning towards one side as he gets it in, but he doesn't give Petrovic any chance whatsoever.
And so Chelsea have now conceded 48 Premier League goals this season.
There's just sloppy mistakes as well, isn't it? Again, when you're 2-0 up, if you're dropping intensity, fine, but then just have that game management, play the safe pass, especially when you're almost the last man. Don't play it across, just give it back to the keeper.
So Arsenal top of the Premier League ahead of Liverpool on goal difference. Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 1 is the latest score. Manchester City would be a point behind on 67. Unbelievable title race. Forward by Casemiro for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes hits it from range after getting the return ball from Rasmus Højlund, 25 yards out, set up nicely for him on the half volley, flew into the lower tier of the Matthew Harding, and it's still 2-1 to Chelsea. But actually, I think in terms of the performance, Scott Minto, Manchester United do deserve that goal.
No, absolutely, and if anything, they deserve to be level. I think they've been as good as Chelsea. As I say, it's just been moments that have been the change. What did we say, 4-4? It's on the cards, isn't it?
You never know. You never know. Well, Mo Salah's been substituted at Anfield, by the way. Harvey Elliott has come on. Long way to go in that game, but if Liverpool were held by Sheffield United, that would be extraordinary. Enzo Fernandez, centre circle, wide to the right-hand side. Palmer attacking the corner of the penalty area for Chelsea. Cuts it back. Enzo Fernandez! Saved by Onana and turned away by Wan-Bissaka on the rebound. It's a corner to Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez maybe didn't get it as close to the corner as he might have wanted.
No, really good play from Chelsea. Back on the front foot again now. A touch and then shot from Fernandez. Decent save from Onana. And well played Wan-Bissaka, making sure that he got there first, because Mudryk was desperate to just would have been a simple goal, 2-3 yards out, but Wan-Bissaka got there first.
And the ball's been placed down by Mykhailo Mudryk on the near side. He'll take the corner for Chelsea. Right-footed in swinging, heads go up, and it's pounced on by Onana inside the 6-yard box. I think Disasi got the initial touch to get it back across goal, but Onana was there, and a quick throw out to Bruno Fernandes, who races over halfway. There are 3 in red in support for Manchester United. Anthony races in field. Lovely crossfield ball. Right to left to find Garnacho. 10 yards from the dead ball line. Back to Dalot, corner of the area. Right-footed cross. Header in! Bruno Fernandes! 2-2! What a comeback from Manchester United! Bruno Fernandes at the back post to not beyond Georgi Petrovic. The away end goes absolutely wild, and Manchester United, well, you have to say they deserve it. They were 2-0 down, and now, with 38 and a half minutes played, it's 2-2.
Well, just amazing game, I have to say. 2-2, and we're still waiting for probably more goals in the first half. But Chelsea down one end, have a shot, and maybe Fernandes will be thinking he should have stuck it more in the corner. Onana makes the save. United go down the other end, and again, there's so much space. The way there was a crossfield pass, and then the ball went back to Darlow, 2-on-1 from the left-hand side. He's whipped it for Fernandes. It was a really good header, heading it back where it came from, but Chelsea's defending in terms of picking up individuals not been good enough. Telling you now, Joe, 4-4's on.
Well, it's Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. Halfway there on TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes, so if you've got a plan, they've got a van. So 2 goals in 5 minutes for Manchester United to bring the scores level here.
It's a great ball from Darlow, I have to say. First of all, to get up there with Garnacho, do a 2-on-1 with Cucurella. The ball was played back to Darlow, then he's looked at the far post, and there's a 2-on-1 at the far post. I mean, there's all Chelsea defenders down the middle, but no one's actually picking up the men. Really poor defending, but very good header for Fernandes, and great play from Darlow.
Enzo Fernandes, halfway line for Chelsea. Palmer's great ball infield to Caicedo in space. Racing 10 yards from the edge of the box. Onto Mikhailo Mudryk. Mudryk's curler, and it's grasped by Onana. Well, not much defending going on at Stamford Bridge tonight, but it's a tremendous watch on TalkSport 2.
It makes it a great watch, doesn't it? So end-to-end. You say, neither midfield able to control the tempo of the game. So much space. A lot of attacking going on. I'll tell you what, if you're neutral, you're loving this game.
Bruno Fernandes' name is being chanted by the Manchester United supporters behind the goal. He said substitutes there. That would be interesting. Header by Wan-Bissaka on the halfway line. It's given away to Cucurella with the curly hair. Chelsea win it back. Caicedo rolls the ball infield towards the centre circle. Suddenly it's Manchester United winning the 50-50 challenges, and the frustration from the Chelsea fans who saw their side go 2-0 up after 19 minutes, but Manchester United have levelled it up here. It's been an all-out attacking display from both teams. Fouled by Mudryk on Wan-Bissaka. Free kick to Manchester United, 15 yards into the Chelsea half. Can they turn it around completely before half-time?
Oh, they can, absolutely, but Chelsea can also go on and score the third goal. I mean, look, what I have to say is it's the Premier League at its best, isn't it? There's 2 teams who want to be right up there, they're not. But in terms of the game, just fantastic to watch. Really good attacking talent from both sides, not great defending at all. It's such a difficult one to call. I wasn't sure which way it was going to go at the start of the game, got no idea right now.
Bruno Fernandes standing over this free kick. It's about 20 yards into the Chelsea half. He whips it in high. Right-footed Maguire at the far post. The ball bounced up onto his head. It was a very difficult header for the England man, Harry Maguire, and he couldn't divert it on target. But Chelsea suddenly look vulnerable every time United come forward. It's Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. The latest odds head to William Hill, our official betting partner on TalkSport 2's Premier League coverage. Right now, Chelsea 21-20 to win it. A draw at 11-5. Manchester United 27-10. That's all thanks to William Hill. Get epic value all season with William Hill 18+. BeGambleAware.org. Rain has returned at Stamford Bridge, but that hasn't dampened the spirits of the Manchester United fans one bit. 2-2. Enzo Fernandes for Chelsea. Over halfway, wide on the angle to the far side, the right, and Palmer. Dalot nowhere near him really. Palmer infield, he's got Enzo Fernandes making the run outside of him. Gallagher takes over and rolls a low shot, drags it well wide of goal. Still Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 1 on TalkSport, so Liverpool would miss the chance to go top.
I can't believe that, by the way. I cannot believe that Liverpool will not find a way to win that game. If they don't, that's 2 massive points dropped. It's interesting in terms of this particular game, as much as we're talking about the attacking side of both of these teams, neither Nicholas Jackson nor Rasmus Højlund have really been that much involved in the game. It's been the wide players who have certainly made the contributions.
81% possession for Liverpool at Anfield, but 1-1 it remains. Anyway, here on TalkSport 2, Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2 in a thrilling game. Both teams are separated by 8 points at the start of the evening in the race for Europe. And it really could go either way now. 2 minutes of the first half remaining in terms of normal time. Mauricio Pochettino outside his technical area, arms are folded on the near side in that long puffer jacket. High ball fought by the goalkeeper Onana, and Dalot is adjudged to have fouled the retreating Malo Gusto, and that's a free kick to Chelsea in their right back position. But Chelsea's soft centre certainly saw it on Saturday against the 10 men of Burnley. We've seen it again defensively tonight, Scott.
Yeah, we have, and look, you know, Pochettino moans and complains about the lack of intensity from his Chelsea side. They've certainly had that today, but even just that kind of savviness that, you know, Chelsea teams of the past have had, been able to see the game out. You know, you got a John Terry marshalling this defence. Haven't really got anyone doing that right now, and as much as there are good players, there's no one sort of you can see shouting and organising. That's the problem they've got.
Anthony's tracked back very diligently there to win it in front of Cucurella. Just a couple of yards away from his watching manager Erik ten Hag. They work together at Ajax, of course, ten Hag and Anthony. Header infield by Bruno Fernandes towards the halfway line. Casemiro, it spins over him and Gallagher. Casemiro hooks it on upfield. Header away by Disasi. A slightly scrappy passage of play eventually ends with Chelsea winning it back. Touched over the halfway line by Cucurella. Caicedo surged forward and he's kept it in unexpectedly. Left wing, forward to Mudryk. Mudryk down by the dead ball line, tried to cut it back. Firm challenge from Wan-Bissaka at the expense of a corner, and the Manchester United fans were very close to it, and they loved that. And we're about to enter first half stoppage time.
Well, this would be a big moment if Chelsea were to score 2-0 up, then pull back to 2-2. And the half-time team talk will certainly change, but it could be a big moment in the game.
Mikhailo Mudryk will take the corner. 5 added minutes in the first half at Stamford Bridge. Mudryk right-footed. Here comes Onana, punches it away one-handed, high up into the dark evening sky. A relatively mild evening at Stamford Bridge as Malo Gusto wins the ball back on the far side, the right, hugging the touchline. He's got a Disasi in field, and so to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez tracked all the way by Kobbie Mainoo, and Mainoo does well to force Enzo Fernandez to go back into his own half with the pass. Mainoo has stayed down, injured here, potentially. Not a head injury, so Chelsea can play on. Mainoo has gone to ground. Erik ten Hag speaking to the fourth official. Mainoo now sits up and slowly gets to his feet. Chelsea still have it, but they're only midway into the Manchester United territory. Enzo Fernandez, reverse ball towards Malo Gusto, plucks it out of the air well, back to goal on the dead ball line, but he was in an offside position. Up goes that lime green flag, and it's a free kick to Manchester United, 2-2.
It's a great run for Malo Gusto, someone who's really impressed me with Reece James being out, so much so that if Reece James were to get back to fitness, then I think he's an absolutely superb player. I wouldn't start him. I think Gusto's been that good. I thought it was a perfectly timed run. It was actually pinged at him and brought it down really well, but in the end the referee's assistant gave it for offside. But that's the type of runs that I think Chelsea need to do, whether it be Cucurella on one side or Malo Gusto on the other, just kind of getting in behind. And Fernandes and Moises Caicedo are more than capable of playing those balls in.
The referee's just in conversation with Casemiro at the moment. There's a disagreement involving Casemiro and Enzo Fernandez, and Casemiro, look, he was wagging his finger in the face of Enzo Fernandez there. I think they're talking about the incident involving Mainoo and whether the ball should have gone out of play.
Well, no, the ball shouldn't have gone out of play. Whether he felt that he fouled Kobbie Mainoo, but I think you're probably right. He probably is moaning ball out of play. No. It's not a head injury. It's down to the referee to decide whether the game stops. You carry on.
The Brazilian Casemiro and the Argentine, the World Cup winner Enzo Fernandez. Play continues. We are over a minute into the 5 added at the end of the first half on TalkSport 2. Jackson blocked off by Raphael Varane. Throw to Chelsea far side. Some of the home fans heading for the concourses ahead of half-time, but you really don't want to move at all, really, the way that this game is going. 2-2. And there could be more goals to come, who knows. Gusto to take the throw. Infield to Gallagher, midway inside the Manchester United half. He's robbed the possession by Bruno Fernandes, who pings the ball downfield immediately. Reverse ball that's gone out of play, and Bruno Fernandes now sitting down on the turf as he hurt himself playing that long pass, possibly. Sitting down, and he's not getting up very quickly. He does get the hand up from Palmer, and Bruno Fernandes, I'm sure, will be able to run that off relatively easily.
If I'm Chelsea, I just want to get the ball and throw it in as quickly as possible. If Fernandes decides not to get up, that's down to him. They've got 10 men.
Another poor touch off the slippery surface from Caicedo, and it's won back by Antony on the edge of the D. Bruno Fernandes touches it forward. It bobbled off both Garnacho and Mainoo, and that allows Axel Disasi to win back possession for Chelsea. Caicedo's touch has deserted him on more than one occasion. That led to the goal from Garnacho that got Manchester United back into it, and then 5 minutes later Bruno Fernandes with the equaliser from 2-0 down. Little touch by Enzo Fernandez over halfway. Advantage played after he was fouled. Palmer racing forward and looking dangerous. Corner of the area, left foot, ball towards Gallagher! Off the post! Made that late run, rattled the woodwork with the angle slightly against him. Chelsea fans all around us thought it was in, but it's ricocheted away off the woodwork. And maybe Manchester United can break with a minute of the 5 added to go. Garnacho has got it on the halfway line. A seesaw first half, and nearly the lead again for Chelsea.
Brilliant, really good first half, and just so close there from Conor Gallagher. Great run from Cole Palmer down the right. I actually thought he was going to play inside to him, but he played it in behind, very nearly hooked his foot around.
Lovely touch by Wan-Bissaka, but a dreadful cross by Bruno Fernandes, easily gathered by Petrovic, the Chelsea goalkeeper, all in green. He was expecting it. Enzo Fernandez flights the ball up over the halfway line. Palmer is chasing it. It takes a bounce and then skips out of play. But Dalot was caught again there, which might give some encouragement to Chelsea. It'll be a throw to Manchester United in the left-back position. What an outstanding first half. A first half that really, I don't think anybody, certainly not the neutral, would want to come to an end at this point. But it will in just a moment. All eyes on Jared Gillett, the match referee, who's had a busy job in this first half. It was Chelsea who took an early 2-0 lead, but Manchester United have pegged them back, and so it is 2-2 at half-time on TalkSport 2. What a thrilling first 45 minutes, and I have to say, we did expect it before the game between two leaky defences, and so it's proved the case. Manchester United are going to make a half-time change because Johnny Evans is stripped and ready to come on, a player who missed the game at Brentford because he wasn't fit. He's going to make his 150th Premier League appearance for Manchester United. Chelsea, I think, have brought everybody back out onto the field for the second half. Here come the Manchester United players, and to me it looks like Varane hasn't re-emerged. Yeah, it's Varane who's not come on, so Evans will replace Varane at half-time. That, you would imagine, is fitness related, but of course it remains to be seen exactly what the issue is for Raphael Varane tonight. But Chelsea ready to go, so too Manchester United for the second half here on TalkSport 2. A draw doesn't really suit either team in the pursuit of European football. Liverpool have got a third against Sheffield United at Anfield. Cody Gakpo has surely wrapped up the points to send Liverpool back top. That's live on TalkSport. We are live here on TalkSport 2 for the start of the second half from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2, and Manchester United, the red shirts, white shorts and black socks, will get the second half kicked off. Bruno Fernandes does just that. Right to left towards the shed end where the away supporters are. Chelsea royal blue with white socks, playing from left to right. I'll give you the two sides again. Chelsea, Petrovic in goal, Gusto Disasi, Badiashile and Cucurella, Gallagher, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in midfield, Palmer and Mudryk in support of Jackson. And for Manchester United, the goalkeeper is Onana, as Casemiro steers a high ball up the inside right channel. That'll take a couple of bounces and it's claimed by Petrovic. So Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Evans now and Dalot are the back four, with Casemiro, Mainoo, the two holding in midfield, and Bruno Fernandes, Antony and Garnacho in support of Højlund up front. Chelsea were 2-0 up, but Manchester United came from behind to level the score. Lots of Chelsea fans still retaking their seats here at Stamford Bridge. We are right at the back of the main stand. It's a dark night now, of course, but still relatively mild, and Manchester United have a throw on the halfway line right in front of Maurizio Pochettino. And how much disappointment will there have been for the Chelsea boss Scott Minto after losing a 2-0 lead in the first half?
Well, first of all, it's British summertime, Joe, so
it doesn't feel like it.
It may not. I was complaining about the weather and someone said, well, we are April showers. Look, Pochettino will not be happy. Of course he won't be. You're 2-0 up. You find a way to get to half-time and keep it at 2-0. I do feel the intensity dropped, perhaps understandably so.
Dalot has won it back from Manchester United, surged into a central position, then knocked it back out wide to Garnacho. Corner of the area, square two. Bruno Fernandes into the D, left-footed effort. It's blocked by his own man, I think. I'm sure that came off Højlund, though Manchester United are asking for handball against Badiashile. Play goes on, referee not interested. Cross from Casemiro, in towards Højlund. He's brought it down, he's gone down, it's not a penalty. The tackle from Disasi, referee again says no. Limited appeals from Manchester United, who won it back again though, through Harry Maguire. Maguire surging into the box, and a left-footed effort, a screamer. I think it was meant to be a cross to Maguire. Rifled over the top and behind for a goal kick to Chelsea. 2 minutes gone in the second half. It's 2-2, and Malo Gusto, who had to come off against Burnley last weekend, has gone down and stayed down amid that remarkable driving run from Harry Maguire of all people.
An amazing run from that old-fashioned left winger, Harry Maguire. Honestly, it was brilliant, wasn't it? He went past a couple of players and Malo Gusto's injured himself in the process of trying to stop him. In the end, it was I think it was a cross because he was stretching, he wasn't able to get control of it, but I think it goes to show that United feel they can go on and win this game.
So it's Liverpool leading Sheffield United. They're top of the Premier League, 3-1 up as it stands. Arsenal second, Manchester City third, though City would have the chance to go top temporarily on Saturday lunchtime with a win away at Crystal Palace. Here come Manchester United. It's been given away. And City would need a big win away at Crystal Palace to do that. Gusto to the halfway line for Chelsea, back on his feet, forward to Palmer in a central position. He evades Harry Maguire, he's racing through the middle at pace. Palmer left-footed effort, blocked by Wan-Bissaka, who suddenly appeared from nowhere. Wan-Bissaka in the way. And now Anthony darts forward on the counter-attack, and it's that will attack, you'll attack mentality that seemingly pervades these two teams in this match. And it's Bruno Fernandes now, up to the edge of the D, wide to Garnacho. He's in the area, the angle against him. Garnacho's low crosses ricocheting off the shins of Disasi. Corner to Manchester United. I don't know where the midfield of both sides is at the moment.
I'm breathing heavy watching, Joe. I mean, it's unbelievable how end-to-end it is.
And the corner's taken short by Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes, right in front of the Manchester United fans. Terrible ball from the captain, given away to Gusto. And now maybe Chelsea. It's their turn to counter. Great pace in both teams. And Jackson hits the ball up the right-hand channel, but the moans and groans from the Chelsea fans, it's nowhere near Cole Palmer. So 2-2 on TalkSport 2, and for the latest odds you can head to William Hill, our official betting partner for Premier League coverage right now. Chelsea 23-20, the draw at 19-10, and Manchester United win at 14-5. That's all thanks to William Hill. Get epic value all season with William Hill. 18+, be gambleaware.org. Oh, what a remarkable game we have here. Both teams really need to win it. Gallagher corner the penalty area for Chelsea. Cucurella on the overlap. His cross is deflected up into the air. Drops down to Gallagher about 5 yards from the dead ball line. Nearly 5 minutes into this second half, and 2-2 it remains. Chelsea were 2-0 up, but Manchester United have since recovered deservedly to draw level. Caicedo, who made a big mistake for the Manchester United first goal, scored by Alejandro Garnacho, and they've angled it wide to the near side, the right, and Gusto. Individual mistakes have been a key part of Chelsea's issues defensively all season.
Yeah, and look, you just can't keep on conceding 2 goals a game and have to score 3 to win a game. It just doesn't work like that. I mean, they might well do it tonight, but they may well concede even more. Again, it's so open, this game. I've no idea which way it's going to go. But one thing I would say about Anthony, and whether you like him or whether you don't, the reason why he's in the side more so than Marcus Rashford is because at least he tracks back for the team, and he just made a diving tackle to stop a cross coming in from Cucurella, which I haven't seen Marcus Rashford get his shorts dirty for a very long time. So fair play to him there.
Yes, Rashford and Mount are on the Manchester United bench, among others. The likes of Amrabat, Eriksson, Ahmad, McTominay and Kambwala, Heaton the goalkeeper. I'll give you the Chelsea subs as well in just a moment. Wan-Bissaka's forced the ball into the feet of Bruno Fernandes. He's about 12 yards from the corner of the penalty area. Wide to Anthony, all left foot, coming infield from the touchline. He almost found Bruno Fernandes, but good diligent defending by Mudryk to intercept on the stretch, all the way back in his own penalty area. And now Enzo Fernandez carries the ball forward over the halfway line again. There's no Manchester United midfield. Enzo Fernandez onto Palmer, edge of the penalty area. Here's Enzo Fernandez again. Brilliant block. Sliding in was Johnny Evans this time to make a crucial intervention. And now here come Manchester United, 3 against 3, running at the Chelsea back line in red. Bruno Fernandes steers it to the right, and Anthony has set up Højlund on his underlap. Sliding in is Disasi to make a tackle. Hook it away from under the legs of Højlund. This is chaos football at Stamford Bridge.
Do you know what a tackle from Disasi as well, because if he hadn't have made that inch-perfect tackle, it would have been a penalty. You say ridiculous, or I say ridiculous. This is just unbelievable, this game. It really is, how end to end.
It's ridiculous and we love it.
Do you know what? It's brilliant. And you don't see this anywhere else in the world. Top level football played at 100%. And the power and the strength, the lack of defending, yes, but the will to just try and score more goals than the opposition. It's a brilliant game of football to watch. It's not one for the absolute purists in terms of, we want to try and make ourselves difficult to beat, but it's a great game to watch.
It's finished at Anfield. Liverpool have beaten Sheffield United and are back top of the Premier League. Pochettino and Ten Hag having words on the near side touchline. The fourth official just having to get in between them there. Pochettino wagging his finger at Ten Hag. That all came about because of a Maguire foul. And now it's poked forward by Disasi. Jackson, caught on the penalty area, rifles it goalwards, beaten away. Comes down to Mudryk. Mudryk's on the edge of the area now. Tries to jink infield towards the edge of the D, and he's tackled by Casemiro, who scrambles it away. Only as far as Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto up to the edge of the area. Couple of step-overs. Plays it back out wide to Cole Palmer to deliver left-footed. That's blocked. It'll fall towards Malo Gusto again. He's prodded it back to Enzo Fernandez. Lots of red Manchester United shirts in front of him. He's clipped it to the left, and Gallagher left-hand edge of the penalty area, skips onto his right side, lays it square. Caicedo, edge of the D, he's played it to Palmer, tried to thread it back to Caicedo. In the way was Johnny Evans. Manchester United counter-attack this time in a breathless start to the second half. It's 2-2 with 8 minutes gone in the second period. Malo Gusto wrestles Garnacho off the ball, and now it's Chelsea's turn. All-out attack at Stamford Bridge. Eventually Palmer's held up, but he still steers the ball infield to Enzo Fernandez on the halfway line. The key attacking players have got so much space all the time for both sides. Here's Gallagher, corner of the penalty area once more, onto that favoured right side. Now he tees up Moises Caicedo to drill one in low. Evans is in the way, comes back to Axel Disasi. He's urged to fire it. Disasi, corner of the penalty area, relentless stuff. Square to Enzo Fernandez, he thinks it over the top. Anana will gather, and Manchester United goalkeeper urged to slow the game down, but he hasn't done that because they're on the break again. It's 4 against 4. Højlund through the middle. He's got players left and right. He's played it left to Bruno Fernandes over the top from inside the area on his weaker side. His left foot is gone behind for a goal kick. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2. I don't know what it's like for the coaches. It must be hell, but it's heaven for all of us.
It's just unbelievable, Joe. Do you know what? I think it's what we're seeing is we're seeing two teams that are trying to show effort, trying to show intensity in the way they haven't done recently, but also showing their deficiencies by, we talked about a lack of structure in the United side and how Chelsea are a million miles away from where they want to be as well. We're seeing all the vulnerabilities being opened up here. It makes for a great game of football, but for both managers, they will not be happy with how this game is so open.
Now Cole Palmer's down the Chelsea right. He's fouled by retreating Dalot. Dalot with a tackle from behind, and the Chelsea supporters are screaming out of their seats. They're packed around us in the commentary position. They want a yellow card, and Pochettino and one of his assistants, it's not Jesus Perez, I don't think. It might be Miguel D'Agostino speaking to the fourth official, saying that should be a yellow card. Pochettino's got other pressing issues to maybe deal with here, because it's a free kick to Chelsea in a dangerous position at the Matthew Harding end of the ground, and Disasi and Badiashile are both forward here. Well, 11 minutes into the second half, surely there are more goals to come.
Well, last time we saw Disasi up there almost trying to take on, acting like a right winger. 10 seconds later, Bruno Fernandes was shooting just over. Got to be careful of the counter-attack, Chelsea.
Well, Palmer's ready to take this. Gallagher standing over it as well. It's left to Cole Palmer, in swinging left-footed. Not the best of deliveries from him. Good header away by Johnny Evans. He's had an excellent game since coming on at half-time for Varane. Now it's Caicedo steering the ball on the angle to the near side, the right, and Cole Palmer. Chelsea 11th in the Premier League as it stands, and they've got a game in hand on everybody around them, at least one game in hand. Manchester United, of course, would remain 6th, 8 points adrift of Tottenham in 5th position. Bruno Fernandes has won it off Gallagher at the expense of a foul. That was a little fortunate maybe for Gallagher, and for Chelsea, Jared Gillett was in the right position to see it.
Yeah, you're right to mention.
And they've given it away again, Chelsea. And Højlund is bursting up the middle. Højlund's got the pace to dart into the area. And Disasi snaps back at him with a crucial challenge. He punches the air. Does the Frenchman Disasi like he scored a goal. Chelsea so careless on the ball again. And Manchester United were nearly in for a third goal to turn the game around completely. They've got a corner.
You've got to be careful when to come in, because 5 seconds later there's a chance at either end. It's incredible, it really is. And Højlund showed his pace, but so too did Disasi. The way he came across and made sure that he wasn't quite able to get the shot in. Højlund, brilliant defending.
Bruno Fernandes with the green boots on will take the corner. Evans and Maguire and Højlund and Casemiro are all there for Manchester United. What can they potentially carve out of this? Bruno Fernandes with the delivery. Casemiro, header over the top. 6 yards out under pressure, looping, and lands in the first couple of rows of Manchester United expectant fans behind the goal.
He's not the tallest, is he? But he knows how to score with a header for sure.
As we welcome listeners from TalkSport. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2 at Stamford Bridge. Though that doesn't even begin to tell the story of what has been an utterly enthralling, chaotic game so far. Chelsea were 2-0 up after 19 minutes, but Manchester United have fought back. Chelsea on the attack there with Cole Palmer. He's on for the edge of the penalty area. He's curled it, and it's tipped over the top by Andre Onana. That's a corner for Chelsea, all in blue, away to the right of the Matthew Harding end. Here's Scott Minto.
Well, we've had, 33 goal attempts between these two sides. 2-2, could easily be 3-3, could possibly end 4-4. And both sides just absolutely going for it, showing the intensity that they haven't done on many times already this season. I think both sides also showing their vulnerabilities, about how they're just not able to be defensively strong. It makes for a wonderful watch, but the managers must be having kittens.
We said it earlier on TalkSport 2, it's chaos football. Make sure you download our app if you haven't got it already, by the way. Crucial between now and the end of the season. Mikhailo Mudryk will take the corner for Chelsea. Right wing, one arm up into the air. Right-footed out-swinging delivery. Disasi got a glancing touch on it, but it'll drift away from goal. Out towards the left-hand side. This is a crucial game in the race for Europe. There's a Manchester United player down on his front, inside the area. I think it's Mainu. No, it's Wan-Bissaka who's down. And the referee goes across to check on Wan-Bissaka as we tick towards the hour mark here. So as it stands, Chelsea would move up to 11th in the Premier League. They'd be 4 points adrift of 7th spot. Manchester United 6th would be 8 points behind Tottenham in 5th. And 5th, remember, could well be a Champions League place come the end of the season. It's Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2 on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 with Now. Don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action, live contract, free with a Now Sports membership. Search Now Sports. It has all been happening here, Scott, and finally we get a pause in play.
Yeah, we can all get a bit of a breather. Well, I think you're absolutely right to mention the table, because I do think it's a key game for both sides and what they're trying to achieve, and both managers, of course, who are almost trying to keep hold of their jobs. You feel that both are on trial until the end of the season. Pochettino and Chelsea trying to get into a European place, and obviously would love to win the FA Cup. Manchester United, of course, would love to win the FA Cup and are trying to get into a Champions League place, which I've said all along I think 5th would be enough, because I think the English boys will do well in Europe this season. You get the feeling that both, if they are to achieve what they want, really do need to come away with 3 points tonight. I think it's what makes such a fantastic watch here. Both teams absolutely going for it, while they're being a long way off from where they really want to be defensively. Certainly the structure of the team.
They're going to have to bring on Willy Kambwala here, Manchester United. I can see Eric Ten Hag and Steve McLaren down on the near side touchline. Very crowded area in front of the tiny dugouts here at Stamford Bridge. We are right at the top of the main stand, looking down to the touchline below, and Kambwala will take to the field very shortly for Manchester United. Is it going to be for Wan-Bissaka? You'd think probably yes, because he was the player who went down, and he's coming across to the near side touchline, back on his feet, not moving as badly as he was a couple of minutes ago. Rashford and Mount, by the way, among the Man United subs, and for Chelsea, the likes of Sterling, Madueke, Chukwuemeka, Chalobah and Thiago Silva on the bench. Marcus Rashford is going to come on for Manchester United, left out tonight in favour of Antony. So Rashford and Kambwala both looking ready to come on for Manchester United. The score is 2-2 after Liverpool went top of the Premier League earlier with a 3-1 win over Sheffield United, live on Talk Sport. On Saturday we've got Crystal Palace against Manchester City. City would, if they got a really thumping win, potentially be able to go top of the Premier League, at least temporarily. Aston Villa against Brentford on Saturday at 3, and then a massive game again in the race for Europe and in the relegation battle, Tottenham against Forest, Sunday 6 p.m, Talk Sport live and exclusive. Aaron Wan-Bissaka waits to come back onto the field for Manchester United, so temporarily down to 10, but they are going to make a double substitution shortly as Casemiro clears in what has been a chaotic second half, breathless second half, and relentless as Manchester United race forward on the attack again. Garnacho in red, streaking towards the edge of the penalty area. He's beaten Disasi into the box. He's pulled it low across goal. Disasi gets back to slide in. There's a word in the ear of Garnacho from Disasi as Manchester United win a corner, or do they? Goal kick, says the referee, in front of the shed end, and Wan-Bissaka's come back on, and Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes, arms outstretched. They can't believe it here on a dark night under the lights in West London.
Well, to be fair to Disasi, a brilliant defending yet again. So difficult to try and get past him, but you know, I didn't understand why Kambwala was staying there and ready, stripped, when it looked like Wan-Bissaka wasn't walking towards the bench and walking off. So maybe they're just waiting to see how he is over the next couple of minutes.
It's been you'll attack, we'll attack in this game so far. And Chelsea now 2-2, 63rd minute. Palmer dinks it into the box. Malo Gusto almost got the flick on. Harry Maguire stood tall like a rock to head it away for Manchester United. Rashford and Kambwala still wait to take to the field. The ball is at the feet of Gallagher for Chelsea. 10 yards the edge of the D. He squeezed it right to Palmer. Palmer in field on his favoured left foot. Couldn't poke it into the path of Gallagher again. The ball is cleared away by Manchester United upfield. And Antony's got the pace to take on Cucurella. Cucurella struggling to keep up with Antony. Right wing position. The Brazilian, couple of step overs, and he scampers beyond Cucurella. Fantastic run from Antony. He steered it right across the face of goal, and Højlund ran the other way. Couldn't get the simple tap in. It's come back to Garnacho on the near side. Been one of Antony's best games this season, I think, for Manchester United. This 2-2.
Absolutely, and I'm really interested to see that who Rashford comes on for, because Antony would kind of look like the obvious one, but he's played better than Garnacho, and Garnacho even now looks like he's struggling with something. So I wouldn't be surprised if Garnacho is the one who comes off. I would be surprised if it's Antony.
Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2. So Gallagher and Palmer gave Chelsea the lead. Palmer a penalty after 19 minutes, so that was 2-0. And then Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes in quick succession before half-time for Manchester United. We said before the game, Scott Minto and I, it could end 0-0 or 4-4, and the latter looks obviously far more likely.
I think we knew after 4 minutes when it went 1-0 what kind of game it was going to be. Very, very open, defensively poor. 2-2 at half-time, you're thinking, yeah, could easily be 4-4. Obviously it's calmed down in terms of the scoreline, but in terms of the end-to-end play and the lack of control of the tempo of the game from midfield, the protection that the defenders are just not getting from both sides, you still get the feeling there are more goals in this game.
No clean sheet for Chelsea since the end of January. Manchester United looking for 3 straight league wins over Chelsea. For the first time since 1965. Slide tackle by Dalot on Malo Gusto. Chelsea fans in front of us, right next to the commentary position, are fuming with the referee again. No yellow card for Dalot. I think they're making the point that it's been more than one poor challenge tonight from the Portuguese. Here comes a double change for Manchester United, so it's an opportunity for Marcus Rashford to take to the field. And the sub is subbed. Evans comes off, so that can only be injury related, because Evans replaced Varane at half-time, and that's a straight swap with the Frenchman Willy Kambwala. And the other change for Manchester United is Højlund taken off, and Marcus Rashford, who scored a couple of belting goals against Chelsea in his time, is the man who comes on and will play through the middle for Manchester United now.
Interesting, isn't it?
Well, Evans had a very good game since coming on at half-time, so you can only imagine that's
he's
injury-related.
Absolutely, he's definitely picked up an injury, but it's interesting that Højlund's come off and Rashford's gone as a number 10, gone as the centre forward. I think Anthony's certainly justified to stay on the pitch.
And here come Chelsea looking to test Kambwala straight away. Gallagher's crossfield ball is miles over here. Way too much pace on that. One bounce out into the lower tier of the West Stand on the far side. We did have rain earlier. It's a slippery surface, but no excuse for that poor pass from Gallagher. And Manchester United now with Marcus Rashford. Shy at the halfway line. On to Anthony. Anthony right wing position, far side. Great ball outside of his foot. Garnacho! What a magnificent Manchester United goal! The comeback is complete in the most wonderful of fashions. What a pass from Anthony crossfield. Where has that come from Anthony? Outside of his boots, and Garnacho just to nod it beyond the advancing Petrovic, and then he celebrates by sitting on the advertising hoarding in front of raucous Manchester United fans. What a comeback from Erik ten Hag's team, and maybe it keeps alive their hopes of reaching the Champions League after all. From 2-0 down, Manchester United lead Chelsea by 3-2.
Well, the game is far from over. Believe me, the game is far from over. But that is a magnificent comeback so far for Manchester United. And again, we've got to give Anthony credit. We tried to do it today. It's been one of his best games in a Manchester United shirt. He's tracked back. He's tried to get forwards. He's tried to look dangerous. He showed pace. And that ball with the outside of his left foot was absolutely sensational. You remember Romelu Lukaku's one for Belgium? Well, it was better than that. From outside the box, and it bounces up, and Garnacho just gets in front of Petrovic, and it goes into an empty net in the end. Wonderful counter-attack play, but that goal was all about Anthony, and all the criticism he's had this season. Listen, that doesn't stop it, but I tell you what a performance he's put in so far this evening.
One of the passes of the season outside of the boot from Anthony, swish of that orange boot, and Garnacho with an excellent finish to just definitely nod it beyond Petrovic.
First of all, he showed the pace, Anthony, then he actually showed the vision. He looked up, and he could have carried on running with it, but no, he believed in himself. It was a wonderful ball with the outside of his left foot. And Garnacho just had to be brave with him seeing out the corner of his eye that Petrovic was coming for him. He was, and he got there first. And as I say, the ball was going into an empty net, and now from 2-0 down, United 3-2 up. Can they now hold out in this game? We shall see.
Deafening noise from the away section of the Shed End. We have just over 21 minutes to go. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 3, and the Premier League has produced another classic for us. Live and exclusive on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. Chelsea have now conceded 50 Premier League goals this season. Pochettino's team, and they've blown a 2-0 lead here. And maybe if the first two goals you could look at Chelsea errors, the third was just beautifully orchestrated and finished from Manchester United. A real hope for Ten Hag with this performance. Maguire has drifted the ball out into the left wing position. Garnacho, another great pass right across the face of goal towards Marcus Rashford, who wasn't anticipating it. Cleared away by Cucurella, and how vulnerable the Chelsea looked defensively. Yet again, that is 13 goals conceded in 6 games. They're going to bring on Sterling and possibly Chukwuemeka shortly, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm not surprised substitutions are going to be made. They have to be. The Chelsea side very much on the back foot now, and they're giving their all, but they're not able to just control this game, control the tempo of the game. So at the moment it's all United. He has to change it, Pochettino, and he has to change it quickly.
One save from Onana in this second half, despite plenty of toing and throwing from both teams. And Manchester United still with a vulnerability about them as well. Chelsea throw just inside the Manchester United half. Chelsea marooned in 12th place. Mudryk coming off for Sterling. And here comes Chukwuemeka as well. Caicedo, who made a big mistake for the first Manchester United goal. Chukwuemeka is his replacement. What do you make of those changes?
Yeah, good changes. I understand it. You know, Raheem Sterling, I think he's got a little bit of a point to prove, not in great form at the moment. Mudryk started the game well, has been playing well in recent games in a Chelsea shirt, but just not really seen much of him in the second half, so that's very positive. And I like Carney Chukwuemeka. I think he's really good. He's been very unlucky with injury this season. Whenever he gets on the ball, he came on a course against Leicester when we both were here, Joe, and made a big difference to that game.
Sterling, you're right, Scott, absolutely right. He scored the third, didn't he, Chukwuemeka, in that quarter-final victory 4-2. Sterling never scored against Manchester United in all of his career. Sterling on the turn now in the centre circle, trying to use that live wire pace, but blocked off by Menu in the middle of the Manchester United midfield. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 3. Wonderful game. Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2 with Sports Bar to come once we're done here at Stamford Bridge. 03717 223344. And Chelsea might be in behind here on the Manchester United left, their right. Dalot helped out by Harry Maguire, who's had a good game. And now Menu tangles with Gusto on the near side, the right. Slide tackle, Casemiro comes in at the expense of a Chelsea foe. You have to credit Manchester United for this fight back. And actually, strange though it is to say it, they were still playing well as an attacking force, even amid Chelsea's 2-0 lead earlier.
No, absolutely. I think they played really well. When you think about, and I was at the Brentford game, when you think about how poor they were, I mean, it's not too much criticism to say they were actually shocking in that match. And I think that was a 4-1, 5-1 game. Yet they somehow came away with a point. Even when they were 2-0 down, I was saying about how this is actually a much better performance. For them to come back from 2-0 down, if they were to win 3-2, I think this will give them so much confidence going forward and for the rest of the season. Maybe, just maybe, they could catch Spurs and or Aston Villa.
Well, assistant is flagging rightly here for handball against Maguire. Free kick to Chelsea, very dangerous position. Right on the right-hand edge of the penalty area, level with the 6-yard box. So this is a genuine threat here that Chelsea can pose from this set play, with Badiashile and Jackson and Disasi all having been sent forward into a very crowded penalty area now. Manchester United have brought everybody back to defend this, leading by 3-2. And there'll be some more Manchester United reinforcements shortly. I think it's McTominay. Ten Hag's got his arm around him on the near side touchline. Very steep drop for that touchline below. And Chelsea will have a change shortly. But first they have a free kick with 17 minutes left. Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2. As Palmer fizzes that free kick into the near post, punched away by Onana. Did very well through a crowd of bodies. Spun off his gloves over the top into the Matthew Harding end for another Chelsea corner. They're 6th of the game.
He got lucky there, Onana. He did spin off his gloves. In fact, it just went off the top, and instead of going into the back of the net, went just over the crossbar. Got away with that one.
Another corner that Palmer will take. Badiashile and Disasi and Cucurella, who scored his first Chelsea goal recently, forward in towards Disasi. First time header over the top from the corner of the 6-yard box. And Chelsea are going to make a double change. Trevor Chalobah and Alfie Gilchrist, who signed a new contract this week, the youngster through the system. For Manchester United, McTominay coming on. Straight swap here for Casemiro. Casemiro will take a slow walk towards the near side touchline.
Yeah, and I get that. I do get that. I think Casemiro doesn't look quite 100% fit. Still probably trying to strive for that match fitness. I think McTominay, with the power that he's got, the strength that he's got, he can just help protect his back foot.
Off goes Malo Gusto. A straight swap with Gilchrist. Gusto on a yellow card, and Disasi taken off, and here comes Trevor Chalobah, who has had a very injury-hit season, the Chelsea defender. Gloves on and a short-sleeve shirt. It's quite a mild evening here in West London. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 3. Manchester United from 2-0 behind have come back to take the lead. Liverpool 3-1 winners over Sheffield United earlier. They are top of the Premier League, 70 points. Arsenal 68, Manchester City 67. City live on Saturday away at Crystal Palace, only on Talk Sport. And we've got the East Anglian Derby in the Championship. What a game that is. Norwich in 6th against top of the table Ipswich. Aston Villa in the hunt for the Champions League, currently 4th. Take on Brentford on Talk Sport 2 at 3. Then on Sunday we've got Tottenham against Nottingham Forest on Talk Sport. Here's Maynard. There are more than 50 live games in April alone on the network. And his ball has just clattered it upfield, and easy for Badiashile to retrieve for Chelsea here. And Chelsea, understandably perhaps, look very flat since conceding that third Manchester United goal.
Yeah, but they've got to find a way to get back into this game. I think almost from about 5-10 minutes into the second half, it has been United. Chelsea need to find a way to get this equaliser.
How much of an effect could defeat have on Chelsea's hopes of European football? Palmer, corner of the penalty area, Jinks inside, reverse ball left-footed towards Sterling. Everybody expected him to shoot, but Harry Maguire didn't. Maguire was there to sweep it clear into touch, and that's a Chelsea throw. Taken quickly by young Gilchrist, and now Palmer takes up possession again in a central area. Infield to Enzo Fernandez, square to the number 7, Sterling. Sterling's 35 yards out, too far away for a shot and blocked off by McTominay anyway. Wide they go, Gallagher to Cucurella, little ball to Sterling down by the dead ball line. Chelsea playing from left to right, royal blue shirts and shorts, white socks, Manchester United in the red shirts, white shorts and black socks, and now they break again with Bruno Fernandes, tucks it over the halfway line. Chalobah has beaten Garnacho to it, not the best of layoffs from Bruno Fernandes, and Manchester United's single goal lead, that 3-2 advantage, is a slender one. Jackson feeds Chukwuemeka, 25 yards out, thought about a shot, edge of the D now, back to Conor Gallagher, who does rifle one goalwards, that's blocked. Chelsea fans want handball. No appeals from the players on the field, which probably tells you all you need to know. There's a right tussle between Gallagher and Mainoo, and Gallagher's come out on top. Enzo Fernandez, edge of the D, sweeping ball left to Raheem Sterling, one-on-one with Wan-Bissaka. Jackson, angle tight, blocked off at the near post by Willy Kambwala. Which way will this fascinating game go next? It's another corner to Chelsea, 12 and a half minutes plus added time to go.
Yeah, great defending from United, but at least Chelsea have stepped it up. Look like they're getting close towards that equaliser, but as I say, United standing firm right now.
And is this the moment Chelsea control themselves level? Palmer out swinging, Gilchrist with a header that is over the top from about 10 yards. Chelsea fan, the 20-year-old, a new deal till 2026. This week only made his senior debut in December. There's a couple of Chelsea fans getting up in front of us. I hope, Scott, they're just going down maybe to get a bottle of water or something from the concourse, as you couldn't possibly be leaving a game like this with 12 minutes plus added time to go.
Either they're buying water or they've drunk too much water, but I'm sure they'll be back.
I won't have any of it. Never in football do you leave early. Here's Gallagher, infield from the right-hand side, little touch back from Jackson to Palmer, might open up for him, 20 yards out, he's urged to shoot, he does, he rifles it, well blocked by Kobbie Mainoo, sliding in. They've actually dealt with the threat of Palmer well so far in this second half. Manchester United, Anthony, surely a foul, shoving the back of Cucurella, free kick to Chelsea, 10 yards from the edge of the box, and Chelsea threatening here territorially, but still 3-2 down.
Well, just in the first sort of 20 minutes of the second half, we didn't see much of Cole Palmer. He was brilliant in the first half, he really was, and not just because of his goal. We didn't see much of him at the start of that second half, but now he's coming back into it. And Chelsea just look a completely different side when you get him on the ball. Got to find a way to get him on the ball, even if he's coming inside. Just where are you? Just pass it to you as much as possible. I actually felt if it had looked up instead of having a shot, Raheem Sterling was in a better position. It's an easy game from up here though, isn't it, Joe?
Well, certainly not for me, that's for sure. Rain tumbling down here now, Scott Minto, former FA Cup winner at Chelsea in the 90s. And Gallagher standing over it, hands on hips. Left of centre towards that far side. We've definitely got a bird's eye view of this.
That makes me feel very old. In the 90s.
Sorry about that. Should have left that bit off at the end.
It is what it is.
And Chalobah and Badiashile are both forward. Gallagher standing over it. Chelsea looking to make it 3-3. Gallagher with the free kick, whipped in, right-footed paw, sliced off the right foot of Rashford. Fortunately, high up into those dark skies, and it's another corner for Chelsea. Gallagher got lucky. He who started the scoring in the 4th minute feels a long time ago, that goal. Chelsea have taken the corner short. Palmer to Sterling. Corner of the area. He might set up Palmer here, but Sterling instead dinks it in himself, and that's an easy take for Andre Onana. On the edge of his own 6-yard box, and surely Onana will take time to slow the game down. There might be real pressure on Mauricio Pochettino if Chelsea lose tonight from 2-0 up, particularly given the performance against Burnley at the weekend. There'll be more drop points at home for Chelsea, who actually coming into tonight had only lost one of their last 9. Flicked by Jackson to the left and Sterling. They are capable of scoring here, Chelsea. He's attacking the defender, Kambwala. Steers the ball across the face of goal. Jackson left it. Palmer couldn't reach it. Palmer has kept it in down by the opposite corner flag. Near side the right. Manchester United sitting very deep here, defending the edge of their own 18-yard area. Chalobah square pass to Badiashile. They're hoping to hit Chelsea on the counter again, Manchester United. Into the last 9 and a bit minutes, plus added time. It's played back to Sterling. Corner of the penalty area again. Short for space, Sterling though. And Gallagher's tried to surge up the left and he's blocked off by Wan-Bissaka, and Manchester United are determined to take a victory. Back to Old Trafford, ahead of the game against Liverpool on Sunday. Liverpool, who are top of the Premier League now. Another fascinating weekend on the way. Brought to you by the TalkSport Network. Here is Enzo Fernandez in the centre circle. He turns away from Bruno Fernandes and darts up the middle. He's laid it square to Conor Gallagher. Palmer's return pass not good. Cleared away by Bruno Fernandes upfield. Garnacho will hair after this. Can't keep it in play. And Chelsea 2, Manchester United 3 on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car whenever the mission home or away. Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Have your old club got it in them here, Scott, to summon up the guile and quality for an equaliser?
Well, at least they've stepped it up. They've looked a lot more dangerous in the last 10 or so minutes. Cole Palmer's got more involved in the game. Haven't seen enough of Nicholas Jackson. Raheem Sterling's not quite come on and made the impact he wants him to. Maybe Chuck Welreckon hasn't done it either, but you have to say United are being very solid at the moment.
That's the ball through the middle though by Gallagher. Great tackle sliding in by Wan-Bissaka on the cover. The Manchester United centre-halves were high up the field and exposed, but Wan-Bissaka slid in. Robust challenge to win it back. Manchester United, as it stands, will be 6 points off Tottenham with 8 games to go in the race for 5th, which could well be a Champions League spot. They would be 8 off Aston Villa in 4th, and Manchester United would have a game in hand. So absolutely crucial, you feel, for Erik ten Hag that his team see this out with 7.5 minutes to go.
They'll be breathing down their necks. We know that Villa obviously are in Europe and they've got the difficult games to come. Same too for Spurs as well. Well, look, United have got Liverpool at the weekend, but I'm sure they'll be concentrating on this right now. If they do win, they really do put pressure on those two.
Manchester United have suddenly been involved in thrillers. The 4-3 FA Cup quarter-final win, late drama at Brentford on Saturday, and 3-2 ahead at Chelsea from 2-0 down here. Petrovic all in green. Chelsea goalkeeper starts an attack, and Chelsea would remain 5 points off 7th spot. They'd be below Brighton and Wolves and Bournemouth in the Premier League, Maurizio Pochettino's team. Like Manchester United, they have an FA Cup semi-final to come. Oh, and Mason Mount is going to take to the field in a moment. You can hear the boos already.
Blimey, good luck. You're 3-2 up, you're coming on. Chelsea very much on the attack, and you're just about to come on against your old side. You're only going to get boos all around the stadium.
He's not even on yet, Mount. Floated forward by Enzo Fernandez, out to the left wing position. Cucurella chests it down, pulls it back across. Kambwala turns it awkwardly behind for a corner, maybe. If we're being pedantic, could he have done better there?
Yes, no, I don't think you're being pedantic. I think he perhaps just didn't quite get his feet in the right position, and he's put his team under a little bit of pressure here with the corner for Chelsea to have.
Sports Bar next on TalkSport with Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant, formerly of Liverpool and Arsenal. Corner from Palmer into the area, up towards Badiashile, headed away. Manchester United escape at least for now, and Anthony darting forward again. Low centre of gravity, kept the ball well in front of Cucurella. The ball's gone out of play and the referee stopped the game. Deafening boos from Mason Mount on his return to Chelsea. No love lost between Chelsea supporters and the man they used to adore. Off goes Garnacho, who was on a hat-trick. His goal has given Manchester United a 3-2 lead. And Mason Mount came through the system. He's going to get even more loud boos from the Chelsea supporters. And that makes it very clear where Chelsea supporters stand on Mason Mount.
Wow. That was loud. And there are reasons behind it. He's been a fantastic player for Chelsea. Chelsea fans not happy in the way that he kind of was able to get away from the contract and go with Manchester United. To be fair, for Chelsea, got a lot of money for him. But still, he was one of their own, wasn't he?
And you just knew that would come on, especially after scoring his first goal for Manchester United at the weekend. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 3. In the 86th minute, live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. On the night where Liverpool went back top. We've had all of the midweek Premier League football and all of the accompanying drama only on the TalkSport network. And more to come on Saturday and Sunday. Here's Sterling for Chelsea. 20 yards from the corner of the penalty area. Infield from the right. Mount makes a good challenge. And it's cleared away by Bruno Fernandes. And there are boos as Mount, the Manchester United number 7, receives possession. Mainu back to Harry Maguire. Mainu into his own penalty area, risky crossfield ball, almost intercepted by Palmer, and he got very lucky there, Mainu. McTominay there back to help him out. Bruno Fernandes, brilliant ball, pinged on the diagonal to Antony, who has been the assist king for Manchester United in this second half. Step-overs, he takes on Cucurella, he's in the box. Cucurella says nope, not having that, and he wins it back. And now here come Chelsea. Manchester United have not really threatened at all, actually, since scoring their third goal. Noni Madueke waits to come on for Chelsea. Another exciting, talented, attacking young player, but Chelsea just cannot keep goals out this season.
No, they can't. And as much as you think it'd be strange to take off a striker, Nicholas Jackson has been non-existent really today.
He's been very quiet, hasn't he, Jackson? Looking for his 10th Premier League goal of the season. Sterling's right wing cross, diving header away by Maguire. Brought down comfortably by Bruno Fernandes. Back to Maguire again. Surely Manchester United here, Scott Minter, should try and slow the pace of the game at every opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Chelsea, they're applying the pressure, not giving them the time to do that.
Palmer is 35 yards out through the middle onto Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka turns, he's found Sterling, the angle's tight, Sterling lays it back, and the shot from Chukwuemeka was he found, it's come back to Sterling again, trying to wriggle his way through, Palmer's blocked off, Bruno Fernandes clears away, at least temporarily for Manchester United. Roar of the Chelsea supporters, playing from left to right in the driving rain at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea desperate to turn this around for their own European hopes, which are fading very fast. It's Enzo Fernandez towards Chukwuemeka, who wins a corner. Tight area in the penalty area off McTominay. Corner count continues to rise. Number 10 now for Chelsea over the course of the game. And it's Gallagher off and Chukwuemeka on as Pochettino just goes for it now.
Yeah, look, I mean, to be fair, he has to. We're coming up to injury time now.
Sorry, Madueke on.
Madueke on, yeah. And we know that he's an incredibly talented player. He's not been given much time. He wasn't given much time in the Leicester game, but he found a way to score. Can he do something similar here?
Corner for Chelsea that Enzo Fernandez will take. Manchester United have everybody back. Remember that 4-4 draw between Chelsea and City earlier in the season. Corner's taken short, back to Cucurella. Chelsea left it late that day. Here's Palmer on the edge of the D. Lovely reverse ball into the feet of Enzo Fernandez. Down by the dead ball line. It was on his wrong side. His weaker left foot. Flags up near side. That checkered lime green and orange flag. Free kick to Manchester United. Chelsea, if they are going to get something, as fans get up from their seats in front of us here to lead, have certainly left it late. Boos for Mount. You can tell he's on the ball whenever the boos of the crowd return. Last minute of normal time. What a game, Scott Minter.
I don't think you need to mention his name, do you? I think everyone will know when he's on the ball.
We heard it again there as Rashford spins and turns up the near side left channel. It's right in front of the commentary position here for Manchester United. A little dink upfield by Bruno Fernandes. Easy for Chalobah to win it back for Chelsea. How much pressure is there going to be on Mauricio Pochettino if Chelsea lose this? I wonder what the crowd reaction will be at full time. From 2-0 up.
Oh, there'll be boos. And understandably so when you've been 2-0 up, but I don't necessarily think they're aimed at Pochettino.
Here's Enzo Fernandez, 40 yards out, too far away for a shot, wide to the near side, and Noni Madueke. Madueke, instant darting into the penalty area, left-footed curler gathered by Onana, into his chest, inside the 6-yard box. You can see what Madueke was trying to do as we enter 8 minutes of added time.
Is that all? I want more.
Plenty of time. Premier League game.
Plenty of time for a couple more goals.
Season of classic Premier League matches, really, Scott.
Joe, it's been a wonderful season in the Premier League. You know, we're heading towards one of the very best climaxes, and not just in the Premier League. And the way TalkSport are covering it towards the end, it's incredible. It really is. The EFL, all the divisions, The Premier League has been sensational.
Euros in the summer, all of the action with the TalkSport network between now and the end of the season. And yet into the summer, England and Scotland at the Euros will be there. In Germany, more live football than anywhere else. Here's Madueke, right wing position for Chelsea. I say right wing position, he's about 10 yards into the Manchester United half and easily marshalled by Dalot. Rain is probably the heaviest it's been all evening. Teaming down now, flicked by Cucurella up the left wing, headed away by Willy Cambuala for Manchester United, who replaced Evans, who'd replaced Varane at half-time. So that's a concern for Erik ten Hag. A couple of central defensive issues, where they already had issues at left back. Just under 7 added minutes to go. Manchester United fans in full voice to the left, but all the play to the right as Chelsea seek an equaliser. Turn in field from Chukwuemeka, he's run into McTominay. Mainu stabs it forward, gets it back from Rashford, and now Bruno Fernandes just shy of the halfway line. Back to Dalot in the left back position. Little prod towards Mount, lovely flick through the legs of the defender Gilchrist, and now Bruno Fernandes not exactly tearing up the left wing. Feeds Rashford. Rashford takes it over the top. Great pass towards Bruno Fernandes, who seemed to give up on it a bit, but maybe there was a bit too much weight on it, gathered by Petrovic.
Yeah, he overplayed it, and actually he should have just played it to Mason Mount.
The boos return as Mount wins it back for Manchester United again. 3-2 Manchester United lead. Now 2 through the 8 added at the end of the game.
To be fair, Mason Mount has been superb since he's come on. He's not given the ball away. He's made a couple of tackles as well. He's looking very composed.
Had a long spell out injured earlier this season, Mason Mount. First goal away at Brentford at the weekend, and he's back in West London tonight, of course. Olé is from the Manchester United fans. Bruno Fernandes back towards Dalot. Dalot is bundled over by Palmer. Big cheers from the away section now. Dalot goes to ground right in front of Erik ten Hag. Now then, what are the instructions going to be from the Manchester United manager here at this point, as hordes of Chelsea fans now get up out of their seats and head for the exits. 3-2 down.
Yeah, it was almost a question of just don't foul. I know they're trying to play keep ball and it's difficult to get it off them. But the moment you make that foul, you kill the game. You give Manchester United time. It's exactly what United want. Just a little bit of ill-discipline there from Cole Palmer.
Dalot with the ball in field for Manchester United to Mainu. 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Squeeze it left. Excellent control by Mount on the stretch, but Chelsea, well, I thought they'd won it back. Mount wrestled it back off Madueke, and then Bruno Fernandes wins a throw. Is he here to prove a bit of a point tonight, Mason Mount? How will he feel after all those boos, Scott? And Enzo Fernandez and Mount here. Mount has shoved Enzo Fernandez. They were head-to-head for a second there. Mount wouldn't give the ball back. Enzo Fernandez wanted it back quickly. Referee has stopped the game, Jared Gillett. And Mount, at a place where he was once loved and adored, finding himself public enemy number 1. And just a little tete-a-tete with Enzo Fernandez. Referee sensibly lets it go. We're in the 4th minute of 8 added. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 3. The ball with Manchester United. Throw goes out of play. Goal kick Chelsea.
Well, he didn't need to get involved in that. I think Enzo Fernandez again showing the frustration. Mount has been excellent since he's come on, and that was good refereeing, I have to say. He could have taken that further. Could have booked them, maybe even have sent them off. Looked like they put heads together. And just sensible refereeing.
Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant coming up with the sports bar on Talk Sport after Liverpool beat Sheffield United to go 2 points clear of Arsenal at the top. Liverpool 70 points, Arsenal 68, Manchester City 67, all with 8 games to go. Manchester United are going to close the gap on 5th spot to 6 points if they beat Chelsea here. They lead 3-2, and Anthony raids down the far side, the right again. More and more blue empty seats starting to appear around the ground. Cucurella good on the cover, sends it back to Petrovic. A little bit of shock maybe among the Chelsea players that this game has got away from them. They were 2-0 up. Pochettino crouching down on the turf now. Last desperate attempts for Chelsea here in the last 3 minutes that remain, but Manchester United relatively comfortable. Enzo Fernandez shows his frustration again as McTominay comes upfield with the possession. Into the Chelsea half he goes. Anthony at walking pace.
He's got to be tighter, Enzo Fernandez. He's putting his hands up, but he's not marking anyone. The ball's in the corner. All they can try and do is kick it out. He's kicked it out straight to McTominay, who's able to turn and run with it and kill a few seconds.
Chelsea look like they lack belief now. Mount, little touch in field to Bruno Fernandes. The pace of the game has dropped completely after such a frenetic game for the most part.
This is game management for Manchester United. This is what neither side have really been able to do, not just in this game up until now, but almost all season generally. But just in the last 10-15 minutes, United have been very clever with how they've done it. And Chelsea, sorry Joe, just saying that Chelsea, it's very difficult to suddenly go against the tide in the way that it's gone. 2-0 up, 3-2 down, Manchester United now in control. And they can't go again, Chelsea. They're trying, but they just can't.
You're absolutely right, Scott. More and more Chelsea fans heading out into the wet, rainy evening here in West London. 2 minutes to go. Madueke, he's got away from Dalot. He's in the area. He's tripped. That's got to be a penalty. It is a penalty to Chelsea in the 97th minute. It had to be. Dalot on Madueke. And Chelsea out of nothing. Second penalty of the game. And the chance to grab a point late on, just as they did against Manchester City earlier this season.
Oh wow, what a moment. And Justin, we thought that United were seeing this game out. We should have known, shouldn't we, the way this game has gone. Madueke, I mean, that's what you want your substitutes to do, somehow affect the game. He got a 1-on-1 with Dalot, and instead of coming inside like a lot of these inverted wingers do, he said, you know what, I'm going to take you down the outside and see if you can catch me. He didn't. He got the other side of Dalot, and I know what it's like when you're a fullback. You're thinking, I don't want him to get that cross in or get the shot in. I'm going to dive in there, and he shouldn't have done. He's brought him down, and what a moment now.
VAR is checking it. Scott, you've got a monitor in front of you. You're seeing it again. What do you make of it?
Well, from the angle we're seeing from behind, from where we're sitting as well, I can't see anything. There's a clear and obvious error to overturn that. And Dalot, he's on the floor as if he knows he's made the wrong decision by diving in. Harry Maguire put his hands to his head as well. And you can see Dalot's not complaining at all. I'm looking at another angle now. It's brilliant pace and strength. And do you know what? I feel for Dalot because he almost trips up, but he trips into Madueke and then brings him down. It's a foul. It's an unintentional foul, but it's a foul. Well, cannot not give a penalty there.
Still being checked by VAR. David Coote is the video assistant. Jared Gillett is the on-field referee, and the check continues. They are looking at a slow-mo replay again and again and again.
What was the game where David Coote was in VAR last weekend? I can't remember which one it was. And let's just say it wasn't the right decision.
Dalot stumbles.
He stumbles and falls into Madueke, who's about to take a touch.
Doesn't get the ball though, does he? David Coote was the VAR for the Liverpool-Brighton game last week. He's the VAR again tonight, and this is a very long VAR check. And at the end of it, the Chelsea fans think the penalty is going to be given. The decision is going to stay the same. Referee has walked back towards the penalty spot, hand up to his ear. Palmer's holding the ball, already scored one penalty tonight. He's placed it down on the spot, and the penalty kick is surely going to be taken here for Chelsea.
It's a penalty, Joe. I don't know why they've taken so long.
Penalty, it is.
I feel for Dalot because he's tripped himself up and then fallen into Madueke, but it's a penalty. Don't need to spend that long.
Stamford Bridge, live on TalkSport. Cole Palmer put the first penalty in the first half to Onana's left. Which way will he go this time? We're into the 100th minute in West London. Cole Palmer to salvage a point here for Chelsea. Here he goes, left-footed. He rolls it into the bottom corner again. He is so cool, Palmer. 3-3 the score, and Chelsea has salvaged a point with maybe the last kick in yet another Premier League classic, live on TalkSport. 2 for Palmer, 3 for Chelsea. Desperate disappointment for Manchester United. Chelsea 3, Manchester United 3, after an extraordinary 100 minutes of football.
Do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure to have sat here and commentated on this game. Two teams, two big giants trying to get back to where they belong. Still not over.
Don't rule out Manchester United right at the end. The clearance away from Badiashile. We have gone well over the added time, and here comes Chelsea. Madueke, he's knocked it up the middle. The chance is on here for Jackson. Raheem Sterling, angle tight. Sterling lays it square. Great interception. Cleared away. Comes back up to Chukwuemeka to Karwan, deflected. Just wide of goal. What an end here. There are people who can barely bear to look. Everybody's hopping up on their feet, and it's a corner to Chelsea that will be taken. 111 minutes, 3-3. Corner's taken short. It's Cole Palmer! He's done it! A hat-trick! Chelsea win 4-3! This is absolutely unbelievable! Chelsea subs spill out onto the field of play. Manchester United cannot believe it. Chelsea have scored twice in stoppage time to turn a 3-2 defeat into a 4-3 victory. Rarely have we seen anything like this in the Premier League. Palmer, by a massive deflection, has his hat-trick. Nobody can believe what they're seeing. Chelsea 4, Manchester United 3, in surely one of the great games in recent Premier League history. Stamford Bridge in utter, sheer disbelief. Palmer's the man for Chelsea. He's always the man for Chelsea. It's 4-3. How?
Joe, I do not believe what I am seeing. This is just absolutely incredible. It's been brilliant game management for Manchester United, the way they looked like they'd see the game out. We should have known the way this game had gone, certainly in the first half. It looked like United would win it, but no, Chelsea never gave up. Even 3-3. You still felt that United could have attacked, and then Chelsea attacked. And I just cannot believe what I'm witnessing here. This is just incredible. This is one of the classics of Premier League, not just recent, but Premier League history. What a game.
Let the roar tell you, Chelsea have won an all-time Premier League classic by 4-3.